Hey guys, my name is Alyssa. This is my first time ever making a YouTube video. Kind of proud, kind of scared, but we will see how this goes. So I wanted to talk about something that's been going on in my life that I know a lot of other women struggle with in their lives, and that is PCOS. I was diagnosed with PCOS October of 2019. We are now in March of 2020. Yeah, I just want to share my journey with you, tell you how I was diagnosed, and basically telling you what I'm doing and, what your options are. So let's start. I don't know where to start. Okay, let's just start from 14 years old. When I was 14, I got my first period, and since then it has been extremely irregular. I mean, I can go 6, 8, 10 months, a year without ever having a period or ovulating. And it wasn't the smartest, brightest idea of mine, but I decided to wait until I was 22 to get it checked out because I was so nervous and so scared what I might hear. So October of 2019, I actually got a period, and it was very, very heavy, very painful. It didn't feel like any period that I've ever had before. So I decided to go to the hospital because I couldn't even bear the pain. I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, sit, or sleep. So I was like, okay, something has to get done now. I went to the hospital. They kind of took a look around. They told me that this was no regular period. They weren't sure if it was a cyst that ruptured or if it was a miscarriage. So from there, they just gave me some painkillers, ibuprofen, and told me I'll be fine. Go home, get some rest, the usual. They wanted me to do an ultrasound, but they told me the wait would be anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. At this time it was already midnight, so I decided not to wait that long since I had work in the morning. So the very next day after work, I decided to go to my OBGYN, get some real tests done. She did an ultrasound of my ovaries and she took my blood. The blood test I had to wait a few days for. I'm pausing really quick. I'm really sorry if I'm not looking at you guys and directly in the camera, but this is my first time and I'm gonna try to get better at it, and I will. But anyway, I had to wait for the blood work a few days, but the ultrasound, she did tell me that pretty much everything was normal, but my ovaries, they had a lot of follicles on them, and that is usually a sign of PCOS. So she, was talking to me about some of my symptoms, and I told her, I do struggle with acne. I was just diagnosed with very bad anxiety, insomnia, parasomnia. I've been struggling. And she said this all ties into PCOS. Let's wait for your blood work to, tell us, for 100% if we can diagnose you with this. I went home a little bit bummed out because me and my boyfriend have been together for almost 10 years now, and we're at a really good place in our lives, and this is something that really kind of upset us. I did decide that even though I'm 23 and I may be young, the longer I wait, the older I get, the harder it's going to be to eventually try and conceive. So the news about having PCOS kind of, upset me. But, when my blood work came back, my doctor called me maybe 2 days after she took my blood. She did tell me that my thyroid, everything was fine. My testosterone was elevated and my estrogen was very low, which is another sign of PCOS. So from there, she diagnosed me with PCOS. She told me birth control is wonderful for PCOS. Basically, it helps, you know, with the periods, the hormones. But I told her, you know, me and my boyfriend were kind of ready to try and conceive. I don't know what my options are. So, you know, she told me it's not going to be impossible. It might be difficult. She said, I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be very difficult, but there are things that we can do to help. So she prescribed me Provera and Clomid. The Provera, she told me to take every day for 10 days. I started that on February 25th of 2020. And I took that up until, I'm looking at my camera behind the phone. I took that up until Thursday, March 5th. That was my last day of the Provera. I did get my period on Friday, March 6th, literally the day after Provera. So I was told to start my Clomid on the 3rd day of my cycle. So I started my Clomid on March 8th of 2020, and I took that up until Thursday, March 12th. You know, of course, the first thing we all do when we get prescribed a medication, we go and we Google it and see what we're in for. And to tell you, when I read about the Clomid side effects, I was a little bit, I'm sorry, my dog is snoring. I didn't know what that noise was. When I read the side effects of Clomid, I was very scared. But you know, I was gonna do it anyway because, you know, this is something that I really wanted, and I was ready for any side effect, anything that my doctor gave me. Basically, I was down for. So back to my side effects. You know, I had pretty bad headache, stomach ache for maybe the first 2 days, and then I had some really bad cramping as well. The cramping only lasts maybe like 3 days. Not constant, but you know, maybe like 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there, I would feel some pretty bad cramping. And my mood swings were off the charts. My boyfriend had to deal with those, but you know, he understood. That was good. So yeah, March 12th was my last pill of Clomid. And from there I was supposed to test my ovulation, and once I got some positive test results, to have sex every day. So I'm sorry, baby dance. I forgot that was the term that I'm gonna be using. Yeah, so literally the day after I finished my Clomid, of course, I'm sitting here and I'm taking my ovulation tests. Actually, I did want to tell you which ones I'm using. My doctor, she told me the best ones to use that she definitely recommends are the Clear Blue Easy digital ones. That's these. So basically how to read these, if you are not fertile, you get a open circle with no smiley face. If you are at high fertility, you get a flashing smiley face. I'll add those in the video at the end. I took a lot of pictures and videos of those because I was excited once I did finally get a flashing smiley. And if you're at peak fertility, you get a constant smiley that is displayed on your test for, I believe, 48 hours. So of course, the day after my Clomid, I was not ovulating yet. I did not get my first high fertility, not peak, but high fertility, which is a flashing smiley. I didn't get that until March 17th. It is now March 23rd, cycle day 18, and I'm still getting flashing smileys. It's been 7 days, to say the least. I'm a little bit worried because usually in a 28-day cycle, you usually ovulate on the 14th, the 14th cycle day. But with Clomid, it's a little bit different. You usually ovulate 7 to 10 days after your last Clomid pill. I am now 11 days after my last Clomid pill. Yeah, 11 days. And I was a little bit worried because I'm not getting my peak fertility reading, which means I did not ovulate yet. I still have been baby dancing every day since Tuesday, just, because there might be a chance I am high fertility right now. But you start to worry at a certain point. I did get in contact with my OBGYN, which was actually really hard. We're in March 2020 right now, and the coronavirus has been going around. So we're kind of quarantined to the house. And I don't really have a medical emergency, so I can't just walk in the doctor's office right now. So I have to kind of keep in contact with her through email. I did hear back from her this morning, and she did tell me that everything is normal. Just, keep baby dancing every day, you know. So that's what I'm doing. Cycle day 18. Have not ovulated yet. I'm 11 days after my last pill of Clomid. But I'm not losing hope because it is only my first round. I'm at 50 milligrams of Clomid. If it does not work, I'm going to go back to my doctor and she will raise my prescription to 100 milligrams. But we're hoping that doesn't, have to happen. We're hoping that, of course, I do ovulate this month and everything works out. But, for some women it works, some women it doesn't. And I just don't know if I'm one of those women that it works for yet. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. Like I said, this is my first time ever making a YouTube video. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or even tips how to make a better YouTube video, I am more than happy to read them and look over them and definitely add them into what I'm doing here. But anyways, good luck to all you women out there who are trying to conceive and it has been very hard for you. I know how it feels and it is very discouraging and it is very tough. It's very hard to deal with and it's even harder to talk about. You kind of feel like there's something wrong with you, but I can assure you there's not. It will happen for you. It might take longer than it would for most, but it will happen. And I wish you all the best. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be making another one maybe in the next few days. Definitely when I ovulate, you guys are gonna hear about it. So thank you for watching. Bye guys. So these are a few of my clear blue ovulation tests. These are flashing smileys, meaning high fertility, not peak fertility.